I'm Tomi Ziobro. I'm a Brightline eater. What is Brightline eating, you may wonder? This is the Brightline Eating book by Susan Pierce Thompson, and The Science of Living Happy, Thin, and Free. I have been doing Brightline eating for 519 days as of today. The four bright lines are: we eat no sugar, no flour, and that's no sugar of any kind, no honey, maple syrup, barley malt, anything like that. And no flour of any kind, no almond flour, no wheat flour, no corn flour, no flour. And we weigh and measure our food. And we eat only 3 meals a day, no snacking. So those are the 4 bright lines. So I've been following that food plan and plan to follow it the rest of my life since 519 days ago. My starting weight was 249 pounds, and my current weight is 143.2 pounds, so I've lost almost 106 pounds, and still going. My goal weight is 128 pounds, which is what I weighed when I was in my 30s. And I am 62 years old. I have the challenges of having an underactive thyroid, Hashimoto's disease. And I also was diagnosed in this past January with osteoporosis in my spine. So I am on what we call the weight loss food plan. And I have done Brightline Eating 14-day challenge. I did the boot camp, and then I did another boot camp. I've done Grit. I've done Resume. I'm a regular on the accountability call, listen almost every day. So I wanted to start making some YouTube videos to share some of my experience, some of the things that I've learned along the way that might make it easier for you, things that I looked for other people's videos or Facebook posts or all kinds of things to find some shortcuts, learn how to make this program work for me, given my set of circumstances. So I made some slight changes to the plan as I get closer to maintenance. Several months ago, because of my osteoporosis diagnosis, we don't exercise in Brightline Eating until we feel like exercising. But once I was given, sorry, there's my dog Monty. Once I was given, Monty, come sit. Once I was given this osteoporosis diagnosis, I had to, Monty, I had to start exercising regularly. The doctor has suggested that I exercise 5 or 6 days a week for at least 30 minutes doing weight-bearing exercise. So I do either yoga, some lightweight lifting, or walking. Sorry about that. I have the underactive thyroid, which has a lot of people I understand who have Hashimoto's disease also find that they have kind of a sensitivity to gluten, which I do, so I avoid a lot of wheat and things that contain gluten. And I seem a little sensitive to dairy, and so I use a lot of plant-based milk and avoid dairy. And I also, because I started exercising on a regular basis, found that I was hungry. So a while back we added half a protein to my breakfast, and then now I've added, it's a whole protein. So I have 2 protein servings at breakfast. And because of that hunger, I also added an extra 2 ounces of vegetables to my lunch and to my dinner. So I have 12 ounces of vegetables at lunch and 12 ounces of vegetables at dinner. We do eat a lot of vegetables on Brightline Eating, but I happen to be a person who loves fruits and vegetables, so that's no problem. So those are some of the slight changes that I've made to my plan. So if I ever say anything or talk about how I eat, it's that way because of these changes that I made. I wanted to talk to you today just a little bit about some of the grains that I use in the course of my eating. So on Brightline Eating, during the weight loss phase, you only have a serving of grain in the morning, usually. So this morning for my breakfast, I had a combination of puffed rice and puffed millet, which these are like amazing. And if you don't have a gluten issue, you could also get puffed kamut or puffed wheat as well too. These are amazing in that you get a lot because they're super light, and they're actually really inexpensive too if you get them at the right place. So I actually use Swanson to order my supplements, and I think these were like $2, around $2 a bag. So I highly recommend puffed millet. And then still in the cold cereal, because I'm in summer right now, it's July 5th, is this Cascading Farms Purely O's. Now I checked this on the FAQs for the Brightline Eating website, and I am a Bright Lifer, so and it says as long as that you should not eat anything that has sugar or flour in the first 3 ingredients. So it's the 4th ingredient, it's okay. So this has whole grain oats, whole grain barley, whole wheat starch, and then it has a sweetening agent. So it's not something I eat every day, but it is nice to have a cold cereal that you can have. And then I also found these Barbara's Honest O's, which are organic and are similarly, there's whole grain oats, whole grain corn, and then organic oat bran. So I actually found these later, and I think these will be my go-to once I eat up the other ones, because they have no wheat in them. And then they have oat bran, and then they've got they're sweetened with apple juice concentrate. So but again, it's the 4th or 5th ingredient. So unless you really find it an issue, you shouldn't have a problem with it. Of course, there's always the standard potato, and I tomorrow and the rest of the week will cook up some sweet potatoes and have those with some nut butter, some nuts and seeds, and some fruit for my breakfast, and it's delicious. So sweet potatoes, the best. There are ideas for some of these things that I'm talking about in the Brightline Eating. There's a cookbook as well as this book. Definitely need to have at least 1 copy of this. I have 2 copies because I have one that I loan out all the time. I gave one to my doctor to use, and hopefully at some point I'll get it back. Then I also highly recommend and love these organic thin stackers, right? They're quinoa and rice cakes, and they're super thin, and you get 4 of these for a grain serving, And I love to have these with some ricotta cheese and some smoked salmon. Delicious. And then I sprinkle some everything but the bagel seasoning on that, and amazing treat. And I also, of course, the standard, old-fashioned rolled oats. I try to get organic rolled oats because I guess they do use a lot of, sprays that aren't necessarily good for it, and I'm sure they're insecticides. And then, of course, steel cut oats are great to have as well too. They have such a different texture to them, and I find those are great to like put in the crock pot the night before, and when you wake up in the morning they're ready, and then you can just put the rest of that in the refrigerator and have it to eat all week. And then quick cooking rolled oats I use in a lot of the baking that I do, which is not happening this time of year, but I bake different kinds of muffins with fruit and whatnot, and and then one of the things that's unique, and this is actually hard to find, is millet, and cooking up millet and using that in like a Buddha bowl type of thing for breakfast is really good. You can do it savory or sweet with, plant-based. I use plant-based yogurt and some fruit and, some seeds, hemp seeds, flax seeds, different kinds of pumpkin seeds, things like that. Using some banana and pumpkin as part of your, instead of, you can use substitute vegetables for your fruit in the morning. So sometimes, putting some pumpkin in there with some pumpkin seeds and some banana and the millet, and you could also do that with rice or with oats. So those are just some of the ideas that I have for breakfast grains. Just to switch it up and do things a little differently. And then, of course, just a word about milks that I use. So Good Karma flax milk that is plus protein. It has some pea protein in it. This is an excellent milk, and this is a shelf stable. I always try to have one of these in my cupboard so that if I run out of a plant-based milk, I always have that option easily available. Oh, and one of the things that I make with my oats is a granola. And so this granola is 1.9 ounces of it is 1 grain, half a protein, and it's made with a mixture of nut butter, nuts, and seeds, and oats that are combined together and baked, and just as a nice addition to, like, say, putting 4 ounces of plant-based yogurt, and then 6 ounces of berries, and then this granola on top is just a great thing to have in the summertime. And I make that out of oats. I try to get the thick cut oats. They make a great granola. And then I'll be right back. The other milk that I use on a regular basis is this Ripple milk, unsweetened, 8 grams of protein, and I believe this has 8 grams of protein too. So these are good high protein milk choices. I also will use, like this morning when I had my cereal, I use this Compliments protein powder. Susan has recommended it, and I've been using it for several months, probably at least 6 months now, which is made out of almond, chia seeds, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, yellow pea powder, and nothing else. So it's excellent. It is very expensive. There may be other protein powders out there that are comparable, but this really is clean, doesn't have a whole lot of other junk in it. And I have this on regular order to get it. I think it's like $48 a bag, and the bag is 23.5 ounces. And I get it every 2 months, but I'm going to change that to every 3 months. So to me, it's not really that expensive. And it's because it's got, I believe, 15 grams of protein. And, just really high protein. It's a great protein source. And I go by this idea of trying to have a high protein breakfast. And for weight loss, it does kind of boost your weight loss. So getting in as many, not almond milk, because almond milk has like no protein, or coconut milk. Although I have this coconut milk base, and I'm thinking of taking this and mixing in some of the complement protein and see if I can make a palatable high protein coconut milk and see how that goes. I'll let you know. But anyway, so this is enough for today, way more than enough for today. Just some of the thoughts I wanted to share. And if you like it, please click like. And I'm finding my way through. I know I say too much sometimes or whatever. But thank you for watching, and comment. I'll try to get back to you. You have a bright and blessed day.